Hey beautiful people, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Zainab. On this channel I talk about weddings, relationships, makeups, breakups, and everything and anything in between that space of love. So if you're a lover girl, if you love love, if you're a shipper, my darling, this is where you get all the tea. So please hit the subscribe button if that sounds like something you're interested in. Turn on the bell so that you'll be the first to know anytime I post a video. So guys, let's dive into this one already. So of course, from the title you can already tell what I'm going to be talking about. It is wedding inspiration o'clock. You know, from time to time I just come here to drop wedding inspiration, wedding tips, wedding advice for brides and, you know, grooms and people who want wedding advice, wedding tips in general. And yeah, that brings me to the disclaimer. You don't have to do anything that I say in this video. All the jargons I'm going to be speaking, blah 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 blah, you don't have to. But I believe that, you know, my video is going to help one or two brides out there that need help, basically. So in my last video I did wedding details, wedding, you know, things generally that brides tend to forget when planning their wedding. And yeah, I got a lot of response from that, and I realized that you guys liked it, and I was really happy that it came out well, and I decided to do a part 2 of the video. So of course, from the title you can tell what I'm going to be talking about. I have about 5 things that will cost you financially, cost you more financially if you forget to do them. I mean, not even with how things are now, you need to save a whole lot of money. You don't have to empty your bank account for your wedding, because at the end of the day, after your wedding, do you want to go and be soaking gari or something like that? Yeah, so like I said, you don't have to do anything I say in this video. I have experience in wedding planning, have experience in wedding coordination. I do research on weddings, and I am a wedding enthusiast, so I know some of these things and I can actually vouch for some of these things. But you don't have to do them anyway, but you should take my word for it, honestly. So yes, let's dive into the video already. Let's go, guys. So number 1 on my list is so this is for people planning Nigerian weddings, because of course the other parts of the world, they actually adhere strictly to rules, but Nigerians, we get coconut head, or some of us actually have coconut head. They invite you, or you go and invite 10 other people. Invite one person, you see them tagging along with 10, you know what? But other parts of the world, you know, strictly by invitation. It's very hard for you to adhere, for us to adhere to strictly by invitation weddings or ceremonies in this part of the world, like even me included. So yeah, so that's that. So that brings me to number 1 thing that if you forget, it may cost you like so much more, or ×2 financially. So you do not want to, you know, take any chances. So number 1 is we fail to plan for extra guests. I mean, if you're expecting 200 guests, you should ideally plan for 250, 220, 250 self, because like I said, Nigeria, we are a special breed. You see people coming with invite one person, you see them coming with families, sons, this is my daughter, you know, and all of that. So you want to plan for extra guests. You don't want to take any chances. Plan for food, plan for decor, and basically everything. Just make sure it is in excess, not too much, so that it doesn't go to waste. But it is, I think it's better if it's too much, not too much, but if it's better if it's a little more than if it is not even enough at all. Because some people, even if they're expecting 200 guests, they plan for 180. What's that? What is that? What do you expect the other 20 people to eat? So plan for more rather than plan for less. Yeah, that's my tip, because it's going to save you a great deal. Just imagine, let me give a scenario now. Like you're planning for 200 guests and you cooked the exact food 200, and you now have like 250 guests. What are the remaining 50 people going to eat? And let's just say that in those 50 people, or among those 50 people, there are 2 or 5 very important people that you don't want them to leave your wedding without eating anything. You see that you have to go and look for food somewhere that would probably be more expensive, that you would have just normally just included it in your budget for food, and your caterer would have probably given you a discount. She would sure have charged you, like, you know, together, instead of on that day rushing, hey, where can I get food, you know, this and that. So plan for extra guests rather than planning for less guests. Even the chairs, you know, tables, everything decor, because you don't even you don't want people loitering around at your wedding. They are standing, they are creating their own WhatsApp groups everywhere in your wedding. So moving on to number 2, guys, wedding coordinator. I know that some people feel that, oh, we don't need a wedding planner. I can plan the wedding myself. I am a DIY bride. There's nothing wrong in being a DIY bride. I mean, it is absolutely fantastic. But the part where it now becomes a problem is when you think that you can now hire your auntie or your cousin to become the official wedding coordinator on that day. That is where the problem is going to start for you. So it's just best that you hire a wedding coordinator. Like, it's not even going to be so expensive. Hire them to coordinate your wedding for you. Don't get me wrong, guys, there are actually some of your family members that would be able to do the work, but it's just best, you don't want to take any chances. It's just best that you hire a wedding coordinator, because imagine if that your family member is not able to show up on that day. What would happen? Do you want to go and start looking for another family member? But if it's a wedding coordinator, like if the person is not around, or if the person, you know, if there's an unforeseen circumstance, God forbid, the person would tell or ask another wedding coordinator to come coordinate your wedding. So please hire a professional wedding coordinator, and don't leave your wedding coordination in the hands of family members, please. Before I even go ahead, guys, see, I wrote this thing down. Anything you want to do on your wedding day, please write it down, or give it to your wedding planner. Write it down so that you don't forget, because that day is going to come by so fast. You may not even remember anything. And the wedding planning process is not an easy one. It is very, very tasking, because there are so many things you're trying to remember, you're trying to do at a time, so you tend to forget things like a lot easier. So that leads me to the number 3 tip, which is putting all your things in order. Like, some people rent wedding dresses, some people rent shoes, some people, I mean, fingers are not equal. Cut your coat according to your budget, basically. So try not to forget some of these things. Make someone in charge. Put someone in charge of, you know, some of these things. Put someone in charge of your wedding dress. Put someone in charge of your box, you know, anything. Put someone in charge of it, because even you yourself, you'll be really, really overwhelmed and busy on that day, and it's very easy to forget things. So please put someone in charge, because you don't want to forget a wedding dress that you rented. If you go to the wedding company that you rented it from, they'll be like, if you don't have the wedding dress, you would pay. Is either you pay for the whole wedding dress, or you pay half of it, or something like that. You don't want that kind of extra cost. I mean, if there is any space for extra cost, let it actually make sense. Let it not be like, oh, I forgot my wedding dress in the hotel room, because some people change from their main wedding dress to the reception dress. So please put someone in charge, so that you don't go about spending like unnecessary extra costs. Moving on, guys, to number 4, booking of hotel rooms, booking of flights, booking of what else again, for honeymoon. Like, this one, people, I don't understand. Like, you want to book for honeymoon and you're booking it on your wedding night. Like, don't you think that it's going to be so much more higher? The price is going to be so much more higher. So of course, you know, you're getting married, right? And you want to go for honeymoon. That one is sure. You and your partner have agreed that you want to go for honeymoon, right? So why not book for the honeymoon before your wedding day? Why are you booking it during your wedding week? I don't understand. Like, really. And I mean, we know how all these things work. The closer the dates, the more expensive. Even flights as well. Try to book your flights. You're having a destination wedding. Try to book your flights. Check your tickets. Is it still valid? Hope it's not expired and all of that. Hotel rooms as well that you'll be staying on your wedding day. Try to book it, because even that hotel, I'm sure you have like, oh, I have this dream hotel I want to stay in. If you don't book it in time, it's very, very possible that it is, you know, not available anymore. So try to book it ahead of time, so that you would avoid stories that touch the heart, and you would avoid paying more. Like so the last on my list, which is my favorite, guys, emergency wedding kit, or wedding emergency kit, or something like that. Just make sure you have things that would help you. like your slippers, make sure it's in the box, like needles, scissors, something, because I mean, you can't tell, your dress might just need some tying up, your bridesmaids dresses may just need some some tying up to do, and you don't want to be running helter skelter. Maybe you're doing like a destination wedding, like I mean, there is no shop where you can get some of these things and you don't have an emergency kit. What do you want to do? So it's just best you have an emergency kit where you put all these things, so that, I mean, these things, they are so little, but they can cost they can cost so much more. Imagine if there is no space in that town, you have to start traveling to another town to get some of these things done. So to avoid these kind of things, make sure that you go with an emergency kit. Keep it with somebody. Just make sure that you do that. Put your scissors, put your toiletries, put your pad, because I mean, you don't put your pad, put needles, scissors, everything that you may need. You never can tell, you may just probably need it at any point in time, even in the church or reception or anything. So anyways guys, that brings me to the end of my video. If you feel that there is something I did not touch, let me know in the comment section below. If you agree with me as well, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.